Let's sound this out. UNCOMPAHGRE. 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 I think it's UNCOMPAHGRE. And if you say it fast, no one will notice if you get it wrong. That's not true. Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to place names. Specifically, place names that are blooming hard to pronounce. As part of an ongoing series, I'm looking at place names from all of the 50 states. So far, I've done all of the A states plus California. Today, we're looking at the tricky place names in Colorado. As always, these place names were sent by you in the YouTube comment section of the last video in this series. And here's a shout out to the top 10 people who made suggestions in this week's Timeless 10. The next state on the list is Connecticut, so if you would like to make the Timeless 10, put your suggestions for Connecticut below. Without further ado, here is my absolutely pitiful and painful attempt at pronouncing these 13 place names in the state of Colorado. Alright, the first name out of the hat is what looks like La JUNTA. But it's never going to be pronounced that way. I imagine, really, I mean, the J is probably taking on that kind of Spanish sound, the Y sound, right? It would be weird if it didn't. So I want to sort of say La Junta. That's the British way of sort of saying things in Spanish. Probably isn't. I mean, Americans are more likely to say La Junta, right? I think. So I'm going to go with La Junta. Final answer. Let's check that.
La Junta, but we'll settle for La Junta.
That's amazing. I guessed it correctly, but I mean, it was just based on how Americans usually pronounce, you know, the U sound if it's a Spanish word. Me, in my English ways, would pronounce this as Pueblo, right? But I believe that Americans are more likely to say Pueblo in that kind of Spanish way. But this is a weird pronunciation, apparently. So if this is on the list, that's probably not how you say it. So I'm going to go with something like Pueblo. Okay, and let's check it.
We just say Pueblo. When the steel mill...
Wait, stop talking. They say Pueblo, which is, again, that would be the sort of corrupt Spanish pronunciation that I would have in England if I saw this word. Not Pueblo, Pueblo. I should have gone with my first instinct. Here's the thing, my Spanish again isn't great, right? British, what can I say? But I think that when you have that accent above the N, it does something to that particular consonant, and I think it makes it into a kind of, it gives it a Y sound, right? So I think instead of Canon City or Canon City, it's gonna be Canyon City, and this is a ridiculous guess, because again, I mean, it should be something completely not that, because these are difficult to pronounce place names. But let's check. Let's see what the verdict is.
So it's called Canyon City. It does have a tilt over the end. It's the official way of doing it.
I am 2 for 3 right now. So this is looking good. Maybe I will get over half correct for once. Oh dear, right. So in Indiana, I think it is, there's a place called Paoli that sort of begins with those 3 letters. And so my instinct is telling me to go with that kind of pattern of behavior when it comes to pronunciation. So I will. Why not? Maybe they do this in Colorado. I think this is pronounced Paonia, okay?
Paonia.
Oh my gosh, it's 3 for 4. All right, this is going really fantastically. This is where it's all going to fall apart because I'm getting too cocky. This one, of course, I mean, famously, this would usually be pronounced Buena Vista if we're talking about, you know, other Buena Vistas. But my belief here is that this is not the case with this particular version, because a lot of the people recommending this seem to suggest this was a weirdly pronounced word. And we did get a lot of people suggesting it too. So I can't imagine it's Buena Vista. There's no way so many people said this. So I think the U and the E are going to make this Buena Vista. Let's go with that.
Buena Vista, as in beautiful Buena Vista.
This is amazing. This is amazing. This is the happiest day of my life so far. This one looks tricky. Obviously, it's got that first part, L-O-C-H, right? Loch, which we have a lot of those in Scotland. So I am very aware of that prefix rather. But what's that last bit? Buoy, buoy. They have there is the word buoy in American English for the flotation thing in water that we pronounce boy. There's no connection to this, although maybe there is because loch, lake, you know. I stab in the dark. Let's go for it. LOCHBUIE.
You just pronounced that LOCHBUIE. But here,
Yes, sorry, I am hyper excited about this for some unknown reason. I mean, it's my dreams coming true as we speak on camera, and you can all laugh at me or you can applaud me. All right, well, since I've gotten a load of those correct so far, this should be easy, right? It's just 5 letters. And how hard can it be? OURAY. OURAY was my first instinct. And I think partly the success that I'm having right now has been governed by the fact that I've often gone with my first instinct. So I think I'm going to hear OURAY. This would be 6 if this is correct.
URAY is rightly nicknamed the Switzerland.
They put a Y in there where there isn't one. So it's URAY. Oh, they can't be doing this to me. Oh goodness. First belief here is SAGUACHE. It can't be that. It sounds so weird. Not SAGUACHE, SAGUACHE. I doubt that the last part is actually pronounced, but maybe it is. I don't know. SAGUACHE. I'll go with SAGUACHE.
we pronounced it, so watch. Usually,
Did she just say SAGUACHE? There is not a way on earth anyone can get that. I'm losing it. I'll get all the way through this and not get another one right. I just know it now. Let's sound this out. UNCOMPAHGRE. 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 I think it's UNCOMPAHGRE. And if you say it fast, no one will notice if you get it wrong. That's not true. Let's have a listen.
UNCOMPAHGRE.
Oh, come on. You've got to give me that. No point. Unbelievable. This one is similar to a couple of words, isn't it? Like Armada or Nevada, right? People would want to say Arvada, I think. I mean, looking at this, I wanted to say Arvada, and I just don't think it's going to be that. Otherwise, why is it in the list? Why did so many people suggest it? So maybe it is Arvada, like Nevada. Let's go with that, and we'll see. Let's have a listen.
Arvada, not Arvada, and not Arvada.
Oh my gosh, make me a cake. You don't need to put candles in it. It's not my birthday, but it feels like my birthday. Okay, looking at this one, it looks French, so America has probably changed the pronunciation completely, which makes my job very difficult here. I would say cacher la poudre, I think, if I was saying it in French, but it's not going to be that way. It could be cacher la poudre or la powder. Cacher la powder. We're going to go with that, cacher la powder.
One around here calls it the Cache la Poudre River. The legend
Oh,
is of French
Cache la
settlers and
Poudre.
traders were out here with the
That's
fur
fairly
trading
close, I
company.
suppose.
And
Now things get tricky. I have to get at least one of the next 2 correct in order to get over half of them right. Can we do it? Can I do it? You're not even playing, it's just me. Okay, so this looks like the Netherlands in a way, except with a D in it and no S. So Nederland. I think here I want to go with Nederland instead of Nederland. Even though it's from a completely different language, I think I should do that. So let's have a listen.
In Colorado, there's a quaint little town called Nederland.
I mean, that was how I said it, wasn't it? Just without the sort of Dutch affectation. Come on, that has to be the point. That has to be. I did it. I actually did it. It doesn't matter what I get on this last one now. I've got 7 out of 13. This could go many ways looking at that. I think that it's going to be pronounced BERTHOUD. Absolutely. Sounds like a creature in Star Wars. All right, is it BERTHOUD? Let's have a listen or a read. It's not a video this time. This is on the website retro102.5.com, and they say most of us in northern Colorado pronounce Berthoud as birthed, but it should be pronounced Berthud so that it rhymes with dud. Well, now we know. So that's 7 out of 13. Thank you, Colorado, for being the first state for which that was the case. And as I said earlier, our next state, alphabetically, is Connecticut. So if you happen to live there or know people that do, put your list of suggestions in the comments below for a chance to make it into the Timeless 10. I'm Lawrence Brown. You can follow me on Twitter at LostInThePondUS, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that my videos don't get lost in the pond. Finally, a big thank you to my patrons who make these videos possible. If you would like to become a patron of Lost in the Pond, you can do so today at patreon.com/lostinthepond. Until the next video, goodbye.